looking at this golfer from the face-on view, there's something I see that I think should be repaired. It seems like it's a niggly little matter, but I like the head to be square on the spine line. And you can see how his head is tilted a little bit. His spine is on that angle, but he's trying to make his head square. I really want the head to be on a straight line because that straightens the neck and straightens the spine. It makes it easier for us to rotate around the spine more comfortably. So I would ask him to work a little on his head position. You do that by looking in the mirror, which we have there at the range for him to use. Other than that, it's a pretty good looking setup. We're looking at the hands position, looks pretty good. The stance is a little narrow for a big guy, especially with a longer club like that. But a lot of times that's personal preference. Let's just play this through from here in 8-speed slow-mo, and let's see what's happening here. It'll always seem like it takes a long time at 8 speed. Let's stop right about there. What we're starting to see here is a collapsing. What's apparent is the left arm collapsing, but what's causing that is the right arm is collapsing much further than the left arm. The right arm is actually pulling the hands in closer to the body. He's not getting any extension. What I'd like to see is the club out about here somewhere, which in order to do that, he has to push the club away with his left hand, the heel pad of the left hand, push it away from your body. That will gain some width in the golf swing and allow you to generate more power without having to swing harder. Let's continue this on back a little bit. See how he even collapsed in more. If we look back right about in here, you can see he really collapsed in good. And I'd also like to see a little bit more hinging of the wrist, and I think both of those things will come together when you push that club away from you. I also like the feeling that the club is more in front of me. So in order to do that, where the hands are, the shoulder, the right shoulder and left shoulder would have to have rotated more. I would like to not be able to see the right shoulder at all because it's going to be behind his head. He's got a pretty good torque built up, but he would do more if he could increase the difference in rotation between his shoulders and his hips. So let's start the downward cycle now. Let's see what happens. We're going to move it forward at 8 speed. Little head movement forward, not bad. But you can see he's already lost a lot of his club angle. As he's coming to this point, I'd like to see the club still fully hinged, so that our leverage action is bringing the club down, not pulling it towards the target quite so early. So to work on that a little bit, then we're going to move him forward. Now he's almost completely lost any club leg he's had. And you see he's lifting up quite a bit. Legs are pretty stationary, hasn't done anything there. Now he's scooping the ball off the ground. We shouldn't hit the ball until our hands are about mid-lead thigh, at least. There's two things we pivot in the golf swing. We pivot our hips, and we pivot, believe it or not, our hands or the golf club. Both of those forward pivots need to happen right here at the lead hip. We're going to pivot around the lead hip as the golf club pivots around our hands as we go through to the finish. Move to the finish. See, now he's scooping up. Because he didn't pivot anything, he's got this bend in his left arm, so he's not able to get any extension. He's not pivoting his hips. He's not pivoting at all around the lead leg, so he's getting no momentum, no mass force into the golf swing. Right on through to a finish. Now he's starting to pivot, but by then it's a little late. Those are some of the things we're going to work on.